The 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Heat in Miami. Looking at Miami, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And Russell Westbrook last year going on a triple-double rampage over the back half of the season. Is he, in your mind, Shaq, the most exciting player to watch?
Well, he's the biggest triple-double threat at the guard position in some time. I can't think of a player who reminds me of him at this point, but this guy plays with a reckless abandon.
He's your athletic Lafayette Lever. Tell you, that's a name from the past.
Fat Lever, yeah.
Yeah, but I'll tell you.
Fat had a few triple-doubles.
Triple-doubles, man, but he's not athletic like Russell Westbrook. He was the most dynamic guy I've seen. You actually called me earlier today. Well, when you heard my phone ringing earlier,
yeah.
That was him calling me, letting me know that, he's going to do more this year. His dad from the L.A. area, man, he's ready. He's ready this year. They told me.
I'm very close to believing that he called you.
Okay.
That wraps it up. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you later.
Name dropper.
The Lakers continue their journey as they play an interconference matchup in this road game. Welcome to the American Airlines Arena, home of the Miami Heat, and a great venue for basketball. I'd like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. And so the tip-off, it's Miami. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for the Lakers right now, Russell Westbrook out there with Bryant. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's George in at the 3 slot. And guys, the Greek Freak really improved his numbers across the board last season. Giannis was up in every measurable category except three-point percentage.
He's really improved his shooting, though, overall. The three ball still eludes him a little bit here and there. But what I like, Kevin, is his aggressiveness. That's what's making the difference in his game right now.
Now Bryant. Carter's missing on the 3. Bryant in the post, and he jams it with authority.
Ooh, just shook his man loose with a crafty play inside.
And then the dunk just tops it off beautiful.
High-level skills being showcased out there now, fellas. I mean, that was a terrific hoop.
And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. Stolen by George. Ryan against Carter. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Westbrook kicks to Cousins. Rebound by the Heat.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Good ball movement here by the Heat. Here's Irving. Drains it from 17 feet out.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
A lot's been made of the Heat fans in the past for walking out during the finals game where they looked to be out of it, but credit the Miami Heat fans, Greg, with last year sticking with this team.
Yeah, and in all fairness, I would have walked out as well because I thought it was over. But with LeBron out of town, a lot of Heat fans could have jumped off the bandwagon. But you know what? They stayed with it. So although the weather is fair, the fans are not.
Oh, well said. Thank you. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And, for the Heat, despite the struggles, they still sold out every game here last season. They were among the top teams in the league in total attendance.
And really, they showed up in force, even as the Heat fell to the back of the pack. The Heat only 20-21 last year at American Airlines Arena, but the fans loved them all the same.
He hits both from the stripe. 2 straight seasons of no playoffs for the Lakers after last year's miss. Not what they were hoping for.
It's going to be a growing process, Kevin. I mean, they had a young team and an injured superstar in Kobe both years. Hard to make the playoffs in that situation.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen. And guys, for the Lakers, you'd have to go back almost 40 years to find a time when the Lakers missed the postseason in back-to-back years. Fortunately for them, they won 2 titles in the next 6 years after that.
And it's doubtful that the Lakers will win multiple titles in the coming years unless something drastic happens. Still, this is a franchise committed to success, and they'll do whatever it takes to get back into the postseason.
And he gets it to go.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Westbrook kicks to Cousins, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Right now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
He told me he's wary about how they'll contend with DeMarcus Cousins inside. He said he's a beast in there, no doubt about it. Size, length, strength, and a ton of skill. The talent is really off the charts with him. And guys, he knows it won't be easy to muscle Cousins away from the rim, but he said that's what they've got to find a way to do. It won't be easy.
Thanks a lot, Doris. For Los Angeles, they have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. And the Heat with some changes. Malone's checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. Mullen comes in for Irving. Clyde Drexler has subbed in for Vince Carter. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Cousins. Porzingis comes in for Antetokounmpo. Ray Allen is checked in for George. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Free throw is off from Bryant. Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off of teams, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
The Heat trail by 3. Drexler drives in, kicks it out to Robertson, feeds to Malone. The jump hook, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. For Los Angeles, they've gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Up top, Kobe. Drexler defending. Here's Porzingis. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. Porzingis has got his first 3 points of the game.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
Throw good, Duncan. Second free throw, no good. Outside for Rondo. Here's Bryant. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Lakers ahead, up by 5. And will return shortly. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
It's been a point of emphasis, no doubt, to make sure they attack the rim offensively.
I love the fact they're not settling for outside shots. Keep attacking that rack.
So for the Lakers right now, Antetokounmpo is out there with Duncan. Then there's Russell Westbrook. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Allen in at the 2-guard spot. Cousins, the pass to Duncan. Turnaround Jay, and the rejection by Abdul-Jabbar. Just 3 to shoot. Nobody near Allen. And it's off from 3-point range. The Heat trail by 5. The Lakers weren't very good at all last season, Clark, and they just didn't have any teeth in their road games.
Well, you know, they shot threes on the road well, Kevin. Top percentage in the league, as a matter of fact. Still, they just couldn't hold on to leads.
Here's Westbrook after the made shot from Oscar Robertson. Cousins dishes to Duncan. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Carter, he's checked in for Clyde Drexler. George is checked in for the Lakers. McCollum comes in for Ray Allen. Near the 3-point line, it's Westbrook. And again, the Lakers no good.
And the Lakers would end with a road record of 9-32. That is a franchise worst for them and sums up the year they had away from Staples.
Now here's Robertson. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
You know, looking at the Lakers, a big thing for them as we get back to their road woes is they didn't win a single game on the road in their division. In a word, that's terrible.
Free throw drops from Malone. Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
And both free throws good for Malone.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
That's good. Cousins has got the lead up to 5 now for the Lakers.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Now here's Robertson. That drive by Carter, and that one is hammered home.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
That shot wide open.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year. And for Russell Westbrook, a heroic effort last season, but not necessarily an efficient one. He averaged 28 points a game, which led the league, but shot a 5-year low of 43% to get those points. And he led the league in turnover average, but that's also because he's got such a high volume usage now with all the injuries.
Karl Malone's checked in for Miami. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Well, Greg, on the topic of Westbrook, no one's questioning his heart and his will. It was unbelievable what he did after Durant went down. But Clark, the truth is, it's hard to make the playoffs playing inefficient basketball.
No, I agree. I mean, there are certain guys who are catalysts and other guys who make things happen. And Iverson, Ginobili, Russell's old teammate, James Harden. Those guys make things happen, and you have to live with some of their inefficiency at times.
The first one falls. And so Irving nails both of them. Big part of the problem for the Lakers last year was consistency. Clark, with all their injuries, they had to shuffle the lineup, it seemed, every game.
Well, you know what happened with all that shuffling was they got to see a lot of different players and evaluate them for the future. I think it helped in regards to what they're going to do this offseason.
Now here's McCollum. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Carter against Westbrook. Carter kicks to Malone from 11 feet away. That's in there. Carter with the assist.
And for the Lakers, obviously the big get for them was landing the #2 overall pick in the draft. Getting a quality big to add to a roster with Kobe is huge. It made them a player, again, I believe, in free agency.
Here's McCollum after the made shot from Karl Malone. Whiteside sets the pick for McCollum. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2. The Heat trail by 3.
And, you know, when it comes to the Lakers, they're always going to be players in free agency if they have money. It's still a marquee franchise in the NBA, one of the top 2 or 3, no doubt. When you have high draft picks and money to spend, people want to play for you, and not to mention California is an attractive destination.
So it's the Lakers now, following the score by Miami. Left side, Westbrook. Uncovered. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. For Miami, they've gone a perfect 4 of 4 since the second quarter began. Perfect from the field. And it's Carter missing.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Antetokounmpo kicks to McCollum. Outside Westbrook. And the rejection by Abdul-Jabbar. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Lakers lead by 1. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
I would call that a competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. The largest lead for them during the period was 4. They were outscored by just a bit in the second quarter as they go into the break now holding just a 1-point advantage. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, the reserves really came through when they needed a spark. This is a close game. Any points you can get from your bench are huge. I thought the bench guys came in and inserted themselves like they wanted a starting spot. And that's what you want. Subs who are ready to produce the moment they step on the floor.
And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
I like the way they rebounded. They devoted a lot of energy down low, fighting for each other on the boards, and they helped keep this game tight. If they can continue to do that, it could easily be the factor that swings the game in their favor.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Kobe Bryant really making a difference here.
That slasher mentality was on display in that first half. He got to the rim consistently.
Boy, I tell you what, he's got that great first step, and he must have had some quickness porridge or something because he looks a little faster today than normal.
Malone is out there with Abdul-Jabbar. Then there's Carter. Then there's Irving. And it's Robertson in at the point. It's the group on the floor for Miami.
You know, if you're looking to build a small forward and there wasn't a LeBron James template, you might go with PG, Paul George. Height, length, athleticism, that combination off the charts with him. And he's got a nice unflappable demeanor, too.
Yeah, talking about Paul George, a big part of his dominance, his attitude. He doesn't yell or pump his fist. He's really the quiet assassin.
Yeah, once he maxes out in the weight room, which he will, now that he's in his mid-20s, I think he's going to be an Adonis. I mean, exactly the kind of physique you're looking for in a prototype at the small forward.
No good on the free throw. Everyone understands the importance of Paul George to the ball club. That's why taking his offensive game to the next level would be so beneficial.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
That's off as well, so he misses both.
For my man PG, Paul George, so much focus has been on extending his range, but ever since he started launching over 5 3-pointers a game, he shot under 43% from the field. Maybe time for him to balance out that shot selection.
And guys, talking about Paul George, the continued improvement of his ball handling is key to generating more offense. That was a weakness of his coming out of college. He's worked on it, but making it a strength the way LeBron has would go a long way toward getting him to that next level.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
That one drops. He ties it up. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. Lakers shooting 43% from the field. Westbrook passes to Kobe. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Robertson outside. Can't get it to go. George with the defensive effort. Here's the Lakers with the ball. Outside Westbrook. Over in the corner, Cousins. Just 5 to shoot. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot. Well, the defense is what did the Lakers season in last year, but their offense struggled at times as well, Clark. They just couldn't count on things night to night.
Well, they were near the bottom of the league in most offensive categories, Kevin. Bottom 5 in field goal percentage and 3-point percentage. The efficiency just wasn't there.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound, a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
Now, here's Westbrook. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And that one's good.
And with the Lakers and their lack of offense, sometimes teams can hide that by playing good defense, but the Lakers just really didn't have either. A lot of things working against them this past season.
Abdul-Jabbar the screen. Carter down low. Antetokounmpo defending, and it's Carter missing. The Lakers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half.
You know, the Lakers often would get in trouble with slow starts to games because of their offense. I mean, at least they forced a league-high 9 overtime games, going 6 and 3 in those contests, so the offense seemed to come alive late in games.
Robertson drives in, and the rejection by Cousins.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
For Miami, they have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line.
gentlemen. Truth shot. Move shot.
And he makes the first.
Kevin, you look at their free throw percentage. They've been very efficient from the line today. That's a big factor.
A different look for Miami. Moses Malone. He's checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. Mullen comes in for Robertson. And it's Drexler in for Carter. And so Irving nails both of them.
He has such terrific form and consistency on his free throw. Beautiful to watch.
Irving against Rondo. There's the pass to Porzingis. The dish to Allen. Here's Porzingis. He's covered by Malone. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over to the wing. Releases. Jokic passes to Rondo. Allen outside. Now here's Booker, defended by Mullen. Rondo drives in. Here's Booker. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Booker's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Drexler against Allen. Now here's Drexler. He's guarded closely. Elbow shot is on the way. And he hits the jump shot.
This shot is really a difficult shot to make. Right out of the spin to get your balance and knock down the jumper. That's strong.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Lakers ahead, leading by a point. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. And Miami has possession. They trail by 1. And on the court for the Lakers to start the fourth. We've got Allen dunking out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's Kobe in at the shooting guard position.
And this has really been a well-played game up to this point. And you know what? I bet it stays that way until the end.
I certainly hope so. I mean, it's been a terrific contest, and there's nothing like a pair of teams just balling out the way they have been.
Allen kicks to Cousins. Good.
Big-time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for Los Angeles.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
And I also love what they've done defensively in terms of closing out to the shooters, getting a hand up, just making them feel a little uncomfortable on the offensive end.
Cousins, no good on the free throw.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
LA's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Westbrook dishes to George. Inside, here's Cousins, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Abdul-Jabbar, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Malone's checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. And that one misses.
You know, when you look at DeMarcus Cousins, he's clearly one of the more talented and also one of the most emotional players in the game. He's also one of the most teed up.
And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Duncan. And the second free throw, good. Yeah, talking about Cousins' top 5 in technical fouls in each of his first 5 seasons. Among other things, that's given away a ton of free points, guys, to the opposition.
Yeah, DeMarcus is working hard to control that temper, and he knows it's important for the team. But it's hard to plug a volcano.
It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Just his first attempt, and it's wide right. It's off the rim. For Miami, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter start. Tries from 7. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
First one falls for him. So he gets them both.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half, it's been nothing but success for them there.
Yeah, taking full advantage from the charity stripe. They've yet to miss here in the second.
Cousins with a screen on Robertson. Out to Kobe from the arc. Nobody near George. Off target with his 3. The Heat with the lead. Drexler passes to Robertson. Carter kicks to Malone. And the rejection by Cousins. Outside, George. Bryant dishes to George. On the wing, Bryant. Covered by Robertson. Lock at 6. Kept alive. Cousins. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Heat.
I like the work they've done at the free throw line all throughout this game. They've been the aggressors.
Well, you've also got to love how aggressively they've taken that ball to the basket and scored off dribble penetration.
So the first one drops, and that narrows the gap to 1.
Excellent game we've seen from DeMarcus Cousins. He has 8 points and 2 blocks. He's getting it done, making plays by setting up his teammates and grabbing some nice boards, too.
And also, how about the intangibles? All the little things that he's done. That's also really important.
Mullins checked in for Miami. Irving comes in for Drexler. And Cousins drops them both.
He's got ice water in his veins, fellas. No way he's going to miss from the line when the game's still hanging in the balance. I've seen him make too many in this situation.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now, and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. It's been a hard-fought game, and he just wanted to give his guys a chance to catch their breath, saying, listen, we're right there. Let's make a push right here, put some pressure on them. Let's come out swinging. Kevin?
And it's Carter missing.
Hey, I like creativity and a circus finish as much as anybody. But you better be sure you got a chance to make it.
Cousins, no one around him. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got his 4th assist in this one. 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Screen by Malone. There's the pick. Carter drives in. Kobe with the steal. And it's the Lakers on the break. Westbrook leading the charge.
Yeah, the sharp steal and then run out. It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Robertson kicks to Malone. Money!
Oh, that's the shot of the game.
Well, he was fearless enough to get it up and down, and it paid off for him.
George with the ball. Screen by Cousins. Here's Kobe. Connects!
Kobe has been sensational.
There's 38 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Carter. Shot is no good. And the Lakers will go the other way with it. And that's an intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. Second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
No time to spare. They need a bucket.
Without question. Again, maybe a steal or a foul to get the clock stopped as well.
Robertson against Cousins. Robertson right side. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. And he commits the intentional foul. It's the first, and that increases their lead to 6. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in. Malone kicks to Carter. Up top, Malone. And here's Robertson outside. No good. And so the Lakers take the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Guys, Paul George standing by with me here. And Paul, first, congratulations on the win. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
Continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Paul, thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
Doris, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, DeMarcus Cousins. What'd you notice about his performance, Kenny?
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
The thing I like most about Cousins is the passion he plays the game with. Maybe he rubs some people the wrong way, but I don't want my big man smiling all the time. I want my big man to be mean.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.